bad was it? Kevin is on. What did you think, Kevin?
Good evening, pal. Well, I just felt we just had enough. I don't think he's a manager for our club. He's let us down. I just wish we never had him. I hope that the quicker he goes, the better, because this season is over for Rangers, and I feel the whole support I've had enough, and this board I've not listened to support, so I'm here to say my point, my piece of Rangers. The manager, he's not a man for me.
I'm absolutely deflated beyond belief. Been going to Ibrox since I was a wee boy. There's nothing dragging me there. There's nothing dragging my mates there. Shug, who I've went with, we were wee bears. He's chucked it completely. Can't get him out of the house. Connor Barron, meant to be the shining light. He's not even lighting up my house either. I'm absolutely beyond rage at this stage. I don't know where to go, what to do, or where to look for hope.
Is that sometimes the worst? Is that the worst bit, Craig? Sometimes when you go beyond anger, because I've seen a bit of that.
Andy Hardy says about we need a striker. I don't know what we need. There doesn't even seem to be any hunger for the fans for change either.
They don't look like scoring many goals.
No, they're not swashbuckling, put it that way. Look at the league table just now. There's 12 games played. That's less than a third of the season gone. Celtic are 11 points clear of Rangers. Throw that forward, Gordon. Celtic would be 33 points ahead of Rangers with 2 games to go. That's unacceptable for anyone at Rangers Football Club. And if Celtic finish 33 points ahead of Rangers, then everybody will be emptied out, never mind Philippe Clement. I'll be fascinated to see when Philippe Clement goes, and he will go, when Philippe Clement goes, whether the next manager gets more of a tune out of these players. You look at some of them individually. John Stutter was outstanding in 2 games for Scotland. He's not a bad player. Václav Černy's been a first pick in scoring goals for Czechia. Bajrami goes away and is a first pick for Albania and does well. There are other players who you've seen flashes of and you think, there's a player in there somewhere. So it'll be fascinating to see what a new manager would make of this group of players. And I'll also be fascinated to see what Patrick Stewart and the new chairman can conjure up for a manager, whether it's Clement or whether it's a new manager in the January transfer window.
Did you expect the manager to be changed in the aftermath of Saturday, Craig, or are you starting to kind of think that's just not on the cards just now as far as the club's concerned?
Well, Roger's saying about conjuring up there. I don't think Harry Potter could conjure up anything good enough for us now. I didn't think there's a board in place to sack Philippe Clement. It's beyond worrying, and I genuinely I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest.
And Andy Halliday are here, 01419511025. You can of course tweet as well at Clyde SSB if you want to get in touch. The Moody Blue says, I remember going to Ibrox with a spring in my step, looking forward to being entertained. Haven't been to a game this season due to the board and product on the park. Dark clouds sit over Ibrox, says the Moody Blue. What about William, who's on the line? How are you, William?
Well, given the Rangers situation, not too great, but in general, not too bad. How are you guys?
Good to hear that life is going fine away from football. Yeah. But what about the football bit? How bad are you feeling about all that stuff?
It's just awful. And at the weekend now, it's not even like, I think the atmosphere, it's not even like anger anymore. I think it's just apathy. Like, we just go there. It's like, well, this is what we expect. Like, I didn't even waste my time booing at the half-time or at the end. I didn't really celebrate the equaliser as much. I knew after about 10-15 minutes, I turned round to someone next to me and went like that, we're not winning this today. Because you just knew the way we start games. The football's just, like, it's bad, like, beyond abhorrent. And we've got a manager that keeps coming out saying, it's a new team, it's this and that, they're learning. The first half wasn't great, the second half was. If we play well in the second half, we'll win more games. That doesn't help any situation now. The fact is, I think we're closer to 7th or 8th than we are to second. This time last year, Michael Beale was sacked for being second, 7 points behind Celtic. we're third, 8 points behind Aberdeen, never mind being 11 points behind Celtic. How he's still in a job is absolutely beyond me, and why we gave him a new contract at the start of the season when he'd done next to nothing to earn it. It's just a shambles at the minute.
I mean, I can't believe I'm going to do this just to make you feel that bit worse, but just for accuracy, it's closer to 9th in St Johnstone. Sorry. I know you had your side.
Actually, Gordon, they're closer in terms of points and goal difference. They're closer to Kilmarnock in 10.
Right, listen. He's had enough.
11 points, 19 goals. They're 11 points and 23 goals from Celtic.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, if we were scoring plenty of goals, like if we were creating a lot of chances and scoring 3-4 goals a game, then when we do make mistakes like that, defend poor like that, it's almost like not really talked about because you've won the game 3-4-1, because we're not outside the Celtic game, we're not actually conceding a lot of goals. It's just the goals that we are conceding defensively, it's shocking. Like, it's like basic errors, and that's the problem. Like, if we were scoring goals, then great, because I think we're always going to make the odd mistake at the back. But it's when we do make that mistake, it's to go 1-0 down, it's to get brought back to 1-1 or 2-2 or something, and that's our issue. We're just not scoring enough goals, and then when we do make mistakes, that's what causes the results.
It's such a poor goal we conceded at the weekend.
Analyse that for us.
Well, to start with, Rangers are so deep in the initial phase where Dundee United have the ball that when Will Ferry sets the ball back, is it Babunski that puts in the cross?
Is it Savelge?
Is it Savelge? So when Ferry cuts the ball back to Savelge, the closest Rangers player to affect the cross is Conor Barron, who's at the edge of the 18-yard box. He's got 25 yards to actually go out and close down the space, so that's the first part. But then for me, after that, Jeffy, listen, he's maybe slightly... No, I've probably played more games at left-back than Jeffy, but I've always been taught that you deal with the man in front of you. Sam Dalby's the man in front of Jeffy in the middle of the goal. You have to be able to affect that guy. If you have to give up the back one, you give... Number one, you give Jack Butland a better chance of saving it because it's from a tighter angle. But if the back guy scores, you then analyse the whole shape of the back foot before the cross comes in. But you can't just leave a runner in the middle of the goal and then Jack Butland, I don't know if he loses his footing or what.
You agree with that? Is it that bad? Or are you hopeful that whether it is a change of manager, whether it's a bit of boardroom stability, whatever, that things can improve?
I think hopefully the boardroom stability come. We've always just appointed new chief executive today, new chairman's come in. Hopefully if things improve off the pitch, it transcends to on the pitch. But at the same time, the manager's the one that carries the can for the results on the pitch and how things are going, and to coach those players properly. I don't think it's going to get any better with Clement in charge. I think personally there's a rift between him and certain players in the team, particularly Butland. I know I'm kind of rambling on a little bit here, but remember Butland came out after the Leon defeat saying maybe a change of attitude or shape is needed. We then lose at Kilmarnock and Clement ridiculously blames Butland for the goal, saying you're caught in no man's land. Then at the weekend, as I mentioned, with Clement coming out and talking nonsense as usual, but Butland's interview, you can actually tell he's annoyed, he's hurt and he's angry. He says it's not good enough, we need to improve. There seems to be a difference of opinion between the manager and the players, and when the results are going the way they are as well, it only ends one way, and it's a matter of when and not if Clement goes.
Johanna and Andy Halliday are here. 01419511025 on Twitter as well, at Clyde SSB if you want to get in touch. How are you feeling, Gary, who's a Rangers fan? How would you sum up where your head's at after the weekend?
Really, really bad. I just think if Rangers actually kicked off at 3 o'clock without Dundee United, I still don't think we would have scored in the first half. They were that bad. I just think that Clement's actually thinks that, well, the league's practically done. I don't understand why he never started Danilo and Hadji, considering they can't play on Thursday. And I know he brought them on the second half, taking off Dessers and Dimonde, but I think that was just because he's thinking about Thursday night. So, and another quick question for you as well. How many games did Rangers actually win when they played at Hampden at the start of the season compared to what they've actually done at Ibrox this season?
Gary?
Yeah, it's getting worse. I've said this before. I mean, if it wasn't for Gerrard winning the league, Celtic would be going for 13 in a row just now. Well, that just shows you how far we're behind. Yeah, it's getting worse. I've said this before. I mean, If it wasn't for Gerrard winning the league, Celtic would be going for 13 in a row just now. Well, that just shows you how far we're behind. It's been like since the last caller, the caller before said with the Kilmarnock game. I just think it's just time for him to go. I mean, I hope with this new guy that's came in that we just need to either pay him off or just bring somebody in to the end of the season. But I think they're just going to give him still time to see what he's going to do in Europe. But I think that's the wrong move.
Justin's a Rangers fan. You've had 2 days now to gather your thoughts, Justin. Where are you? Where are you at?
I'm losing the will to live, guys. Honestly,
that good?
Aye, I mean, this is a question more for Andy, but obviously the guys, both you, the three will be able to answer it. Now, Andy's been in a Rangers dressing room when it's been, let's say, not the most organised under the crazy Portuguese gentleman. When he was talking about seagulls and bushes and everything else. As it stands now, I think we're in a worse situation than we were then. And I don't know if Andy agrees with me, but watching that team against Dundee United the other night, it was at points embarrassing. Proper, I don't know why he was saying proper, but that he was culpable for the goal. As far as I was concerned, there's no way a striker should be right in the middle of the penalty box, completely free with your centre half, arguing with your left back about picking them up. It's your centre half's job all day long. But Tierney done really well. Him and Barron seem to be the only two kind of semi-bright lights. Hadji made a massive difference when he come on, but it looks calamitous. It looks as if he's out of ideas. I mean, he brings big man on and takes Benramio. I'm kind of like, why are you bringing a centre forward on for a winger when you've got a winger sitting there in McCausland? It's chaotic, and I just think if we wait any longer to change things, I mean, you've got teams like Hamburg supposedly going for Van Nistelrooy, a really exciting coach with a lot of experience in a draw. You've got other people out of the game like Lampard, like other things like that. I think you've got to act now before this takes us 3-4 seasons just to get back in a par again. I don't know what Andy thinks, but I'd be interested to see his opinion based on the fact he's been in a dressing room like that.